I just wanted to check on Harvey Elliott, first of all, Jurgen. Have you spoken to him, and what kind of spirits is he in? How's he doing?
Yes, of course, I spoke to him the night after the game already, and he was in I think in the best possible place for that moment. He took it. He took it already. He accepted already. He knew he will be out for a while, and today he is in London and will, as far as I know, probably have the surgery today. So, and that's then obviously the next step on the way back. And so we all wait for news from that after the surgery, and that's it.
Obviously, meeting AC Milan in the group stage, I mean, for us, it brings back memories of two finals, 2005 and 2007. But what sense of a real European occasion do you get? And not just that, but one that you can again share with the fans as well.
Yeah, of course, 2-5 is, I have more in my mind than 2-7. Yeah, anyway, if you would think about any kind of European battles, then I think Liverpool, Milan, AC Milan is a must watch. It's one you want to see. Milan was now not in the Champions League for a few years, but are doing really well since 1.5 roundabout years. They played a brilliant last season, ended up second, and started this season really good as well. So will be for sure a very tough game for both sides. But yeah, I can imagine from there are a few nice games, obviously in this first on his first match in the Champions League, and Liverpool AC Milan is for sure one of them.
Thank you, Vinny. Okay, we're going to go to James from Sportsman, then I think Carl from the BBC, and that's Paul Joyce from the Times. James from Sportsman.
Jurgen, just how exciting is this group that you're in with AC Milan, Porto and Atletico Madrid, and how difficult is it going to be to progress from it?
Yeah, difficult. Thank God for all 4 teams. There's no team. I don't think when we all saw the draw, it was like that one of us said, oh my God, what a great group. Let's go for it. It's just a tough group. Come on, we don't have to lie. And we knew that. And Atletico, Porto, usually champion in Portugal, if not then second. So a top team. AC Milan, big history, in the best moment for years. So yeah, that's proper Champions League. So we worked obviously really hard for being part of that, and that's what we get. We are part of Champions League. There's no game where people think, they think about the result or whatever. It's all about getting enough points to get through that group, and we better don't waste time. So we should start with that tomorrow night. It's a long time ago that we had the Champions League game at home. We had now the opportunity to experience again the atmosphere Anfield is able to produce in the Premier League. But we spoke a lot in the past, rightly so, about European nights at Anfield, and I can't wait to experience that. It will be great, and I'm really looking forward.
Hi, Jurgen.
Hi.
Zlatan Ibrahimovic, he's 40 in October. What does that say about him as a player, that he's still performing and scoring goals at such a high level?
Oh, Zlatan, what a player. What a player. I think I saw a few videos of him when he got injured a few months ago, or whenever it was, and then I saw him pretty much, I'm not sure if he got a surgery or not, but early enough I saw him on a spinning bike, and saw him fighting back, and Lions don't rest long or whatever. And he is always right. And so he's right. He came on now in the last game after a long time and scored immediately. He's a man for exceptional moments in a game. We have to maybe, if he's not playing, then probably Olivier Giroud is playing, or Rebic is playing, or whatever. That all slightly different profile, but all really good. So it will be absolutely interesting. But Zlatan is for sure one of the best players ever in this game. he knows that, and he says that everybody. I like that about him, and that's the confidence he brings in all the games. That he's still physically that fit. It's absolutely incredible, and just shows maybe some careers ended too early because there was still a little bit of fuel in the tank, and he squeezes obviously every drop out of his body and wants to stay in the game as long as possible, and rightly so. He is absolutely capable to play in each league in the world still, and that's absolutely exceptional.
Thanks, Carl. In order, there's a full choice from a pair from Norway. That's great.
Hello, Jurgen. I was just wondering if you'd watched Emma Radacanu on Saturday night. What you thought, if you had, and is there anything as a coach you can relate from her story into what you're trying to do as a team?
I watched the game, the final, and it was absolutely impressive. It's long ago that I watched a full tennis game. It's long ago that I watched a full women's tennis game, and I was really impressed by the power, the speed, and the whole game. I think women's tennis is obviously in a brilliant moment. In the moment, these two girls were 18 and 19, and what they showed was massively impressive. During the game, then we watched the interviews as well, or the what is it, when they got the trophies, the trophy ceremony, and both girls, how they spoke with 18 and 19, that was inspiring, to be honest. Maybe even more so than the tennis, and that was already inspiring enough. But I was absolutely overwhelmed by the way the two girls presented themselves. But still, Fernandez was obviously disappointed losing the game, rightly so. It was really close after the game. Emma showed great respect for her. They knew and hoped that they will face each other in the future very often and be in many more finals. I wish for them as well. So it was just a great show of sportsmanship, of elite sport. How humble can you be when you are that young, already on the top of the world, even when it's only for a few hours, but they were obviously both, and it was really nice. That's what you can take. About the tennis story, I don't know enough, but when you are 18 years old and are able to win the US Open, it's clear there's one thing happened in the last 10, 15 years, and it's hardest work, because otherwise it wouldn't work. She's for sure a talent of a century, but anyhow, without hardest work, it's not possible to be there. And doing that, or that she did that, and now she's there in that moment, and you see her smiling during a game. It's just the nicest thing I can imagine. I will watch women's tennis for sure much more now again than I did in the last few years.
Cool. We go to Per and then Andreas. Per.
Hi again, thank you for your time. I just wanted to ask you a question on that historical game against Milan in 2005. What do you remember about that night in Istanbul, and what impressed you the most at that time?
Oh, I don't. The obvious things. Obviously, I was that night I was thinking about not watching the second because now everybody in the world, apart from the few people in the Liverpool dressing room, thought that this game might be decided. And the fight back was impressive. But what I remember is some incredible saves of Dudek. Even so, he had to keep them in the game. They could have scored 3 goals, but Milan could have scored more goals as well. So that would have probably closed the game. That's what I remember from the football game. But obviously, it was that time neither an AC Milan supporter nor a Liverpool supporter. So it was just watching the Champions League final. And after 3-0, and with all the things that was said before the game, Milan probably the favorite and stuff like this, looked like the game is decided, and it became then one of the biggest football sensations ever. And I was really happy that I didn't switch the telly off and watch the whole game.
Thank you. We go to Andreas and to Dominic King.
Hello, Jurgen. Andreas from Swedish television here.
Hi.
You talked about Ibrahimovic, but what things in his game is it that you are impressed with?
or intelligence. So okay, that he has incredible technical abilities, it's clear. So he can obviously control the ball with his feet when it's at 8 foot height or whatever. So he did that from time to time. He can score incredible volleys, but he's good in heading. His athleticism was always outstanding, and he uses in all age groups he went through. Now he always used the things which were left in his body in the perfect way. Let me say it like this. I don't think he has the same speed as he had when he was a 18-year-old boy or whatever, but it's not important because when you understand the game, you can play the game, obviously in different circumstances, and that's what he's doing. But the things I always, these spectacular goals he scored, if it was a bicycle kick from halfway line nearly, or whatever. The thing what impressed me most with him is the overview he has in a game. So he really pre-thinks the things will happen, brings him in the right position. That's why he can pass the balls, that's why he can use all situations in the game, and the goal is slightly too far in front of his goal or whatever, these kind of things. The overview he always showed, that impressed me most.
Thanks, guys. I've probably got everyone I can take now, to be honest with you. So we'll go Dom for one, Paul Gorst for one, and Dom.
Yeah, again, this is the first time that AC Milan have played at Anfield. The sense of history that they bring to this competition. Growing up, you've spoken before about Arrigo Sacchi and his team. They set the standard in the Champions League for a spell. What sort of influence did he have on you? And are you still in contact with him?
I wouldn't say I'm still in contact with Arrigo Sacchi. We are in contact from time to time. Mr. Sacchi has my number, and he used that from time to time. And I obviously reply, but I don't want to bother him with any kind of actual questions. I would never do that. But he's not only one of the best managers ever in this game, he's a very nice person on top of that. And he was one of the most influential managers, at least for me and for the way I like football, because he organized the pitch in a different way with the formation he chose. And the most influential manager I had, Wolfgang Frank, was pretty much obsessed with this kind of football, and that was the way I got to know about it, and I tried to figure out everything what I could get about it when I was a younger coach, and that helped me a lot. So the way they played in the time when they were on their peak with Arrigo, with the Dutch guys, with Baresi, with Maldini, with all these guys, that was absolutely impressive. They controlled games. It looked so easy, but it wasn't. But just because they organized the pitch much smarter than all the others. So very impressive person.
Thanks, Tom. Just before we go to the last two questions, reminder Alison Becker is our player. He'll be here quite prompt after the manager's finish. So hands up for those of you who want to speak to Ali and to Paul Gorst, followed by Andy.
Hi, Egan. Just wanted to ask about Mo Salah. I mean, you mentioned Ibrahimovic there and his age and his ability to keep playing at that age and his conditioning and so on. I mean, looking across the Champions League this week, we're going to see Lewandowski, Messi, Ronaldo, all players who are, mid to late 30s. Do you see Mo with that similar kind of mindset to play well into his 30s with the way he looks after himself and his ability just to kind of, just that mindset that he has?
Possibly. Never spoke to him about that, how long he wants to play, but he has all the things you need to do that. It's more obviously physically more the type of Lionel Messi. Similar height, similar weight probably. So all these guys needed to be lucky with injuries, that they always could come. They were not without injuries, but they always could come back without any further harm. And that's very important. And when you be like that lucky, but Mo has all the things. I'm pretty sure the way he sees football, he wants to be part of the game as long as he can somehow. And there's no reason why he shouldn't be able to do that. It's about attitude. Obviously, you want it, because I'm pretty sure a couple of players finished their career because they just couldn't be that motivated anymore. It's like, okay, it's fine, I want this, want that, but I'm not the same as I was a few years ago, and that's why people finish their careers. I can see that with Mo. I'm pretty sure Mo wants to squeeze each day out of his career as well, yeah.
Fantastic. Last question to Jurgen and Ali back coming in as you can have all the outside questions. So Ali went so Andy's finished this part of the session.
Hi, Jurgen. I don't mean this to sound like disrespectful to other teams you might have played in the Champions League group stages before, or suggest you've had easier games, but what does this group, such a historic group and well-matched group, do for the competition itself? And how does it change perhaps the first half of your season, given there's no leeway, there's no let-up in it?
Yeah. So look, it's always like this. There are moments. This is the strongest group we had, obviously, since I'm at Liverpool. No doubt about that. I think 2013, when I was at Dortmund, we had the Champions League group as well. I think it was City, Real Madrid, and I don't want to be disrespectful. It was the third team. Forgot it. It's too long ago. But that was a proper group as well, and everybody said before, my God, how you want to get through that and stuff like this. It's all about you have to play the games anyway. What does that for the competition, this group? It keeps out two really good football teams from the knockout stages. That is already clear. It will deliver one really, really strong football team into the European League. That's for sure as well. So that's what it delivers for the competition. Apart from that, I know when people, I never understand that when people talk about changes in the Champions League, and it's just not my thing. I like the Champions League, how it is. I always said that, and this group obviously shows that there are no games where people think, do we really want to watch that? What could be decided here? This group will be exciting from the first second to the last second. I can't see any kind of early decisions made in this group, and that keeps us obviously on our toes in between. In between these games, we have a very important competition as well, playing Premier League and League Cup, and hopefully then FA Cup later on in the season, all these kind of things. But it's the thing we wanted. It's exactly what we wanted, and now we are here, and now we play Milan here. We play I think then Atletico, then Porto, and then unbelievable stadiums as well. Great crowd, all that kind of stuff. Passionate fan base, all these kind of things. It's exactly like how you want football, and that's what we got. And now we have to deal with it.
Ajax.
And that's it. Ajax, all champions, and us. That's it.